My guest on this week's episode of Suds Search is Stacey Bargar, Partner Manager at Microsoft. Stacey is a veteran digital marketer with over 17 years of experience. Prior to joining Microsoft, Stacey held several senior marketing positions. She has experience working in many verticals, including automotive, healthcare, travel, home improvement, home goods, and retail. In her role at Microsoft, Stacey offers a suite of solutions to Microsoft advertising partners. SearchLab is a proud partner in the program, and I can personally speak to the value we've received from working with Stacey and her peers. What are some of the value props of working with Microsoft advertising? Does Stacey have any advice for Microsoft advertising skeptics? How are Microsoft audience ads helping advertisers generate massive return on ad spend? I'm going to ask her these questions and many more. Grab something cold to drink and join me for a conversation with Stacey Bargar. We'll talk about Microsoft's investments into AI. We'll talk a little bit about vertical-specific ad formats, and I'll ask Stacey about Microsoft's partnership with Netflix. All right, Stacey, welcome to Suds Search. How you doing?
Hey, I'm great. Thank you so much. Nice foggy day here in Charlotte, North Carolina.
All right. Well, I am jealous of anybody who's not living in Siberia like I am today. So let's start here. I don't mind telling our audience that we're big fans of Microsoft and recommend Microsoft advertising to a lot of our clients. It's been a great partnership for us because it gets value to our clients. So I could talk about it from my perspective as we go along, but I'm curious, how are you in the larger team at Microsoft approaching relationships and partnerships with agencies like SearchLab now and into the future?
We're really approaching it by showcasing some areas that people kind of forget about. So you forget that Microsoft is a whole big wide world. Right. We do have partnerships and have Xbox and LinkedIn. And while we might not, tap fully into those, they have their own teams. We are able to utilize that data, of course, all privacy compliant, but it really helps people up level their campaigns, and they kind of use it as an afterthought until they get a taste of it. And then they're like, wait a second, I see some value here. Let's see what else we can do.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I think the value prop to me is very straightforward. It's like there's a larger audience than people realize. It's a good audience for a lot of industries we work with. It's a lower cost, better return on ad spend, all that kind of stuff. But occasionally we will get a cynic. Like Google's a very big company. They're a media darling. They have a much larger audience. I wonder how you respond to cynics. I mean, you must get that question a zillion times a day, who need a little bit more of a encouragement to understand the huge value in investing in Microsoft ads.
Sure. Yeah. I think for me, my background is what helps me with those types of cynics or questions. I was in the agency space for quite some time. So I know what it looks like to run campaigns from automotive to puppies. So I can say with confidence, let me run some numbers. Let me see if it's worth your time. And we can tap into that, because you forget there are a lot of users that are on Outlook and other pieces of Microsoft that a lot of people don't know. So we actually have a hold on the entire Verizon network. That's pretty awesome. So you've got a very expansive audience there. So I can give them real-time numbers, expectations, and, conversion data to say, it's worth your time. Let's do this.
Awesome. And we've mentioned a lot of ways that Microsoft's involved in, the day-to-day lives of everybody. One of the big news that came out, I believe it was like in July, or anyway, it was this summer, was that there's a partnership between Netflix and Microsoft. So Netflix named Microsoft its exclusive technology and sales partner. They're going to have their first ad-supported tier. That sounds to me like expanded reach, a wider audience. How will advertisers on Microsoft benefit from this partnership?
Well, they're already starting to benefit. So with the Microsoft Audience Network, they're able to begin tapping into that. Obviously, we're meshing everything together because it was a giant acquisition of Xandr. But they are already able to tap into audiences that they didn't have access to. I mentioned the puppies. They can actually find people who are in market for those puppies now and serve up a video ad to them, whether it's a display video or eventually down the road, it'll be some type of video offering. So it's really exciting.
I love it. And then the other thing you guys have done that I've watched from afar is you've got like several vertical specific
ad types. So these things they leverage a data feed. I've seen you do this for other industries. Like we work with a lot of auto dealers, but local inventory ads, professional service ads, which are great for insurance agencies and accounting agencies, those types of businesses. Yeah, kind of talk to us about how you're providing solutions to specific verticals with ad formats, and how that might increase a return on investment for advertisers.
So it really turns a simple text ad into a shopping ad. So, from everything from a RV to a boat to lipstick. So we can actually make everything more shoppable, and you get total page domination. So you're running shopping ads at the top, and then you've got your text ads on the bottom. And then depending on the privacy settings, you can follow them through their journey and serve them up the most relevant version of the ad, which is so exciting, which is why everybody's getting so excited about ChatGPT, because we are able to serve people relevant ads that they actually want to see versus clicking and bouncing. So I fully expect an even more relevant journey as a consumer. And from a marketing standpoint, it's just going to make the numbers soar. So that's really what we're doing over here. For the home service ads, that is so exciting. We are actually rolling some things out of beta now because they've been so successful, from HVAC to plumbers. So, those folks that are making that midnight call for that basement waterproofing, they're going to get the most relevant results. And there's a lot of real estate available over here.
I love this. Yeah. I mean, I just got back from NADA, which is the largest automotive conference of the year. And, basically the talk at this conference, everyone wants to be smarter with their digital marketing. Everyone, they don't want to increase spend. They want to spend money more wisely. Microsoft has done a lot of things in that vertical. How can Microsoft advertising reduce costs and increase return on ad spend for car dealers specifically?
I think that, car dealers, that's my old background, right? I was in automotive digital marketing. Yeah. So really excited about that because they're all early adopters. They want the hottest, the latest products. And it's allowing them to almost treat search engine marketing like the stock market. They can optimize for gains. They can see where they're getting gains and really harp away on that. And things like automotive inventory ads, Google has rolled out theirs. We've rolled out ours. I'm waiting on some information for trailers because that's been so hot because, that piece of the market. And that's a very specific thing that folks look for. So being able to utilize that schema and get right down to those exact measurements, the color, wheel type, that gets your consumer exactly what they want at the right time. And we've been talking about that for years as marketers, but it's here. It's here right now. So, yeah. All right. It's exciting.
Well, here's the next one. To me, the idea of a feed data might sound a bit daunting. Is this hard to get set up? What exactly do people need in order to get started? Because most of these things, correct me if I'm wrong, but a lot of these things work off of a feed of data. So what do they need? How challenging is it to get these ads off the ground?
It's not hard at all. You just need your development team, some cool engineers. Some of these teams are doing it with 2 or 3 people. So you don't need, this big robust system. And as automation takes place, that is going to help so many folks that, have been waiting for this. They're back 2-3 years ago, companies like CarMax, study there. They just utilized it to write their data for them so that they were able to have that content for their users. It would have taken them 10 years. It took them a matter of months. So really using automation to your advantage is going to help these folks. So really you just need a couple of folks that know how to integrate with API and place that schema, and you're off the ground and running. And it's everything from cars to, like I said, mascara for grocery stores. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing reach. So yeah, I wanted to circle back to something you mentioned earlier about the audience network. So the audience network at Microsoft allows you to put ads in various formats on third-party sites. There are statistics that you guys list on the Microsoft site that say that users who engage with Microsoft Audience ads are 3 times more likely to search for your brand. They're 4 times more likely to visit your site. And the most important stat of all, they are 5.5 times more likely to convert and make a purchase. That's impressive. Good social proof. Tell our audience about Microsoft's Audience Network and why it's worked so well.
So Microsoft Audience Network, you can integrate folks from let me try to think of like an example. So I'll use the puppy example just because it's relevant. I was working on that campaign earlier today before I was chatting with you. So we want to know about people who are looking to give puppies for Valentine's Day. So we are, one, you get placed into a bucket saying, I'm shopping for Valentine's Day. Then you're also in the market for puppy products, not senior dog products, but specifically puppy products. And so what we have are these basically compartments that you can attach to a campaign. And that's what the Audience Network is. So that way, I push this campaign out and I've got the right data on top to serve it to the right person. And it's really simple because we do trainings on it once a day. So we're training partners like you, or we've got videos out on it. It's very simple to do.
Well, awesome. And I think the other thing is there's this AI component. So much of the conversation these days, not just with ads, but everywhere I go is about AI and people clamoring for more information. And this seems to be the forefront. So it's been interesting to watch Microsoft's approach. They're a big investor in OpenAI. OpenAI is the maker of ChatGPT. Microsoft just made another big investment very recently in that. They also boast Microsoft AI to power their audience network. So the thing that we just talked about, in a big picture way, what is Microsoft telling the industry about their commitment to innovation and using AI into the future? What are these investments telling us?
I mean, I think what you see in the trades is what it's telling you. That's a very positive message. But from that standpoint, as soon as I know, I will tell you. So as soon as they say, let's release this to the partners, because we're waiting with bated breath too. We're like, oh, what does this mean? It's going to be awesome. Of course, we can all imagine, right? We can think about how we can create the most relevant campaigns. We were kind of geeking out the other day over this and saying, what if we could see that, these are the most relevant images, then they had the best conversions, and then just place them on all these particular campaigns for one partner for a healthcare campaign. And then we know that with confidence that this is going to work and we can do it at scale. Just would be so awesome. So as soon as that drops, we are all about a case study. So I hope you guys would be involved.
Right. I would love to be involved. And it looks like I almost stumbled on a scoop, which has never happened to me in my entire life. So that sounds like, stay tuned to anybody who wants to know more about AI and things.
Just read the trades.
Read the trades. Okay. All right. Very good. So then the other big value prop I wanted to make sure I mentioned when I think about Microsoft is that the audience is different than Google. And it's different than the other search engines too. There are audiences where Microsoft performs better than I would even expect. In a big picture sense, can you describe who's on Bing? Who's the audience for Microsoft ads, and where does it work really, really well?
So let's talk a little bit quickly about who the thought of the audience is, right? Yep. It was always thought that it was steering towards a older demographic that, obviously affluent.
More desktop than mobile. Yeah, all these things.
Yes, more desktop than mobile because people forget to change the browser or what have you. And I have to say, I actually love the Edge browser. It's like, I'm not just saying that, it's awesome because it's just a one-stop shop. But now it's actually a different demographic. It is folks with a higher education. You can tap into that demographic that everyone thinks it was. But now you're looking at, 45-year-olds. You're looking at people with families. You're looking at people who are thinking of starting families. You're all over the board. So we've got the full gamut. So a lot of people don't think about, we have this circle that we talk about, and it's the folks that are on Outlook, that are on Xbox, that, they are on all of the other networks, but they're not on Google. They're not always on Google. So they've got their phone. People forget about the voice chat. We're tapping into that. And that's why you see long tail keywords coming in. So I'd love to send you, I don't know if you do graphics in here or not, but I'd love to send you the graphic that we showcase to all of our partners and friends. And it just kind of shows off the millions of people that are here on our networks versus out there.
Yeah. So, I think people way underestimate the size of Bing's audience. It's massive and it's got extensive reach. We'll be sure to share the graphic. Stacey, if people if they want to know more about you, about updates from Microsoft, they want to start up a campaign. What's the best way to get in touch with you? How should they proceed?
I would love for people, Dave, feel free to email me. It's my name, Stacey Bargar at Microsoft.com, or LinkedIn is always great. Stacey Bargar is on LinkedIn. So I have my little custom URL, which that's another thing that people forget about. We do have ways to tap into LinkedIn through the audience network. Again, if you want to, it's huge. It's so great. And so I guess, something for everyone.
Yeah, the tentacles are wild. Anyway, well, I have really enjoyed talking to you. I appreciate you coming on, and we're really excited about the partnership with Microsoft as we look ahead into 2023. I'm still getting used to saying that. In the meantime, it's been really great talking with you. I'm going to give you a virtual cheers for now, and
cheers.
If
Some Carolina girls.
And we'll be back next week with another episode of Suds Search. Thanks, Stacey.
Thank you. Take care.